time to begin another live. It's time to chat. It's time to forget about the worries on our mind. We can leave them all behind. We'll see how long it takes for some people to get their alerts. Alert, alert. I'm clipping my fingernails. I noticed how long they were. I don't want to have them bend backwards. Hello, gamer. The gamer god. Welcome. Hello, and welcome to Eddie's Funhouse. I'm sorry, I'm being distracted here. I should have done this before. I think I can wait until after. Hi, everyone. Here's another episode of Eddie's Funhouse. Another time to talk about what's on our mind. Try to extract some fun out of the day. I think that's what we all need. We need a little more fun. We need to not talk about the end of the world. The end of the world has been predicted many times, but it never happened. So what's your favorite restaurant? There's a place called Ichiban. It's an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet. I haven't been there in a while. I really like Ichiban. It's a self-serve kind of, a buffet. You sit down. After you sit down, you ask what drink you want. I'll usually say a Coke. Then I walk over to the sushi and the rice noodles and all the lovely flavors of chicken they have. They also have salmon, I think. So yes, I think Ichiban. The next one I like is Texas Roadhouse. There's a place called Texas Roadhouse. I like to go in there with my phone one day because they have a taxidermed armadillo in there. It's kind of like a bar and grill. They had a place like it called Logan's Roadhouse. I like seafood. Oh yes. There's a place when I was staying in Hawaii called the Beacon. We went there. All-you-can-eat buffets. I think you get a lot out of it, That's when you get your money's worth, is an all-you-can-eat buffet. Hi there, and welcome to Eddie's Funhouse. We try to have as much fun as the law will allow. Do you like NFL football? You know what? Sometimes I like boxing. I'm more of a boxing guy. I was like, because boxing goes back to the Greeks. I think the Greeks invented boxing. Boxing and like jiu-jitsu. I like watching competitions. Mine is, which is also, you like also the buffet. You know what? A good place for buffets is Las Vegas. In Las Vegas. That's right, Skibbity Toilet. I was just looking at some of that. I think it's a video game. It's kind of set up like a video game. My favorite dessert, I think brownies. They have what they call a lava cake at Ruby Tuesday. You're in the UK. All right. You finally made it. So yes, the lava cake. It's like a devil's food cake or something like that has syrup in it and ice cream. I don't know. I wish they could both get along. I wish they could both be equal, or leave each other alone. They've been fighting for ages. What category? I don't. This is a family show, so be careful. Be careful, be careful. Say, hello, man. What's your favorite song? It's a Rammstein song. It's called Zona. It's a song about the sun. I like a lot of Rammstein songs. I used to be into Def Leppard and Iron Maiden. That's right. Jesus never fails. They say love never fails. Lots of people are watching. I know. We have to be careful. Be careful what we're saying. And so I don't think these are all good questions to ask people. You know, would you walk up to somebody in a restaurant and ask these questions? So think of yourself as being in a public place. Praise the Lord, brother. Yes, we need to remember where everything comes from. Some people, yes. What is your favorite country? I think a country. One of my favorites is England or the UK. I've never been to the UK. There's a lot of history there. There's a lot of places that I'd say the UK, that country, because it's a mixture of different countries, kind of like the United States. Don't say that. Are you believe in Jesus? I've been raised Christian. A lot of my family members are Christian. That's what a lot of people here in America, also in the UK, I think that's also a Christian country. Guys like the live. Thank you. Thank you for liking the live. I'm just enjoying the day. I think that's the best way to get the most out of life is to be available. Be available when people need you, because then you become someone who's needed, who's loved and wanted. Be available. That's where the fun is. If someone says, "Hey, look, let's go to a party," or "Hey, let's can you take me to an appointment," or something like that, just say that's a availability. But don't sacrifice your own life. You like my shirt? I got it at Walmart. It they were selling these at Walmart. Walmart's good for shirts. They have a lot of t-shirts. They're seasonal t-shirts. If you had one wish to say, what would one wish would be for immortality? I think you can goaded, Walmart goaded. That would be interesting to experience immortality, to never age, to um, never get sick. Just be an eternal being, being able to adapt to whatever environment you're in, be able to change your environment. I think that's what we originally were, but we were lied to. I think we've been lied to as far as who we are and how powerful we are. I think you can find your true self when you're under hypnosis or when you're meditating. I've noticed I start to discover my true self when I am meditating. Just being calm, cool, and collected. How long have you been making videos? Since 2009. 2009, that's been a while. That's when I first joined YouTube. My health not good, suffering from kidney problem. Please pray for me and my family. Yes, we can all do that. That's what I'm going to do is prayers and progress reports. It's always good to follow up with progress reports. That way you see the effects of your prayers. You watch all of the benefits happen. I need prayer. I need prayer for my money situation. I need to fall into some big money. That's what I need right now. Money seems to be tight for everybody. I need business. That's what I need. I need customers. So that's what we need to pray for, is for me to get customers. What's the worst food you had in your life? Burnt beans. Have you ever tried to eat burnt beans or burnt toast? I think that's my least favorite. Anything burnt. Some people like burnt food. Have you got the musical instrument with you? I have it with me. My my little harp. The harp that has no strings. Thank you. That's what we can do, is pray for one another. That's what we're asked to do. Pray ye one for another. It really helps. And also the progress reports. The Bible says we are made overcomers by the words of our testimony. I always smile. Why not smile? It takes less muscles to smile. It takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. And it makes people wonder what you're up to when you smile. Oh, I found a video. It is on my community. When you click on community on my channel, there's a kid in a high chair and he's talking to his uncle. Oh no, Olivia, I think her name is. It's a little girl in a high chair and she's talking to her uncle, and her uncle has passed away. I thought that was interesting. She kept saying, "Uncle, uncle," and her uncle had died a while ago. So maybe kids can see ghosts. I like finding videos like that. It's proof of paranormal activity. There are many ghost stories. Have I ever been disrespected for no? Yes, I have. I've been disrespected. People don't know who I am, so they disrespect me or accuse me falsely of things. That's what I hate the most, is when someone accuses somebody of something and they have nothing to go on. Or they take things out of context. That's what I don't like. What I don't like is when people take things out of context. They'll cut a certain part of video or a certain thing that was said out of a whole context and they'll post it somewhere. Have you ever heard the disembodied voice? People talk about that. Hearing disembodied voices or see objects move. I remember one time I was at the hospital in the cafeteria and there was a salad container that flew off the shelf. I've always seen them. United, united. You are correct. We must hang together or we'll hang separately. Or we must stand together. I think that's what Benjamin Franklin said. We must stand together or we will surely hang separately. It's better to join together for a good cause. People underestimate the power of prayer. A lot of people talk about the power of prayer. And I think that's what whenever we are faced with struggles and trials and tribulations, if we just get into the prayer mode and uh, the progress reports, talk about the progress reports. I'm playing the harp today. I know. We need our Heavenly Father. We have, we can find hope that way. I think hope cures depression. Cristiano Ronaldo, who is that? I obviously don't know who that is. Is he a preacher or a singer? Football player. Okay, he's a football player. You obviously know. I am depressed. My family has also passed on. Well, we can try to uplift your spirits. I have some family members that have also passed away. Some of them that I really liked. It always seems to be the ones you really like that pass away. I used to play a little bit of football. I was into football as a teenager. In fact, I got a football for Christmas one time when I was a real skinny kid. There's a picture of me holding my Christmas football. Lately, I like sports like archery. Like I said, boxing, archery. Oh, soccer. Okay. Yes, in the UK, they're supposed to say football. You can't say soccer. Soccer's pretty fun. I think it's pretty popular in Brazil. Here, I think it's football and baseball here in the U.S. Football and baseball. Hold on a minute. I'm going to turn on the fan. We used to play baseball when I was a youngster. Our youth group would gather together and we'd split up into teams. I think a relaxing game is golf. Golf is a pretty relaxing game. Wow, that's too high. There we go. All right, I'm done fidgeting. I just have to have the right amount of fan work. That way I don't get too hot in here. It gets too hot in here sometimes. Soccer is a pretty hands-on game. Yeah. What about Tiger Woods? Yeah, there needs to be more diversity, I think. That was a Scottish game. It was a Scottish drinking game, from what I've heard. In Scotland, they would, every time you sank a hole, you would take a drink. Class. Like working class, middle class. I don't think there is a middle class anymore. At least not here in America. You're either rich or you're poor. They used to have middle class. The funniest joke I know is probably... Oh, the funniest joke I heard was... Scots don't need a reason to drink. Yeah, there we go. They don't need a reason. They have games like that. They're called drinking games. You watch a show, and when they say a certain word, you have to take a drink. Now, what was the subject? What was I? Oh, two flies are standing on a turd, and one of them farts. The other one said, "I'm. Do you mind? I'm eating over here." That's kind of a funny joke. That's one of the funny jokes I've heard. The one that I can probably tell. It goes like this: two flies are standing on a turd. One of them farts. The other one said, "Do you mind? I'm eating over here." I like funny jokes. I like to make a collection. I was telling jokes for a while there. All my shorts, all the little shorts I've done, they were either movie references or jokes. I haven't heard many jokes lately. But then you can be accused of stealing jokes. You can be accused of stealing jokes if you tell a joke someone else told you. Two muffins are in the oven. One says, "It's hot in here." The other one says, "Holy shit, a talking muffin." I heard that one. It was funny. I liked what I heard. I like that joke. These two muffins are in an oven. One of them says, "It's hot in here." The other one said, "Holy shit, a talking muffin." I guess this is PG now that I said the S word. It immediately becomes PG. Cussing seems to be a lot more acceptable now. I remember everything was bleeped out, but now you listen to radio shows and there's cussing all the time. Cussing or cursing. And telling dirty jokes. It used to be you can get fired if you tell a dirty joke. What's my favorite song? I think the one, wipe off that fret and cheer up, put on a happy face. The clouds are going to clear up, put on a happy face. Spread sunshine all over the place and put on a happy face. It's hard not to smile when you hear that song. What's the opposite of Christopher Reeves? I don't know. Superman with kryptonite? Christopher Walken. that's funny, but it's wrong. That's funny. What's the opposite of Christopher Reeves? Christopher Walken. But it's so mean. Don't be mean. Thank you for sharing that joke, though. Don't you like Raindrops Are Falling? Yes, I like that song. Raindrops keep falling on my head. But that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me. That was on Clerks 2. You ever watch Clerks 2? They were singing that song. I like the whole song. It's got like a moral to it. I'm never going to stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me. Oh, thank you. So few people say that. You know what? A good sign is they're not stopping you from singing. I've sang before and no one stopped me, so I must be okay. I have a television. I think everyone, that's the American way. You have to have a television. Or you watch something on your phone. I watch a lot on my phone. Like last night I was watching The Hills Have Eyes. The original one. The Hills Have Eyes. That was a weird movie. This guy breaks his rear axle and he has a trailer. And these freaks come and run amok. What's your favorite channel? It used to be Discovery Channel. I like watching the Discovery Channel because it had what was another movie? It was a couple of them. There was Dual Survival or Dual Survivors and the Mythbusters. I like watching paranormal shows like Ghost Inside My Child and Psychic Kids. Psychic Kids is pretty fun. I bet you like Richie, Charlie Rich, if you happen to see the most beautiful. Yes, that one. Did you happen to see the most beautiful girl that walked out on me? I like those songs. We call it elevator music. Or like when you're walking around in Kmart. Kmart would play some good songs. He'd play like John Denver. That's right. You are correct. Did you happen to see the most beautiful girl? I like the other one. Tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. If I don't see a ribbon round the old oak tree, forget about us. No, put the blame on me. Yeah, if I'll stay on the bus. Forget about us. Put the blame on me. If I don't see a ribbon round the old oak tree. What did the... Hello, sir. Hello. How was your day? I'm doing all right. Somebody from Australia. How did that hat... What did that hat say to the rack? I don't know. What did the hat say to the rack? I love jokes. Tell me some jokes. I like to read them out loud. You stay there. I'm gonna go on ahead. I like that. You stay there. I'm gonna go on ahead. Lots of love from New Zealand. Okay. I'm sorry. I got the flags mixed up. New Zealand. That's a totally different island. Lucy Lawless is from New Zealand. And Zoe Bell. Remember Zoe Bell? She's a stunt lady. She's from New Zealand. She was in a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies. She was the stunt woman for Lucy Lawless when she played Xena. Great, another joke thief. That's right, joke thief in the house. Well, see, that's the danger you run into when somebody tells a joke and you like it and you tell it again. You're guilty of stealing a joke. I think that's the point. The point of sharing a joke is having somebody else tell it. I always feel honored when I tell a joke and somebody else tells it. Great, another joke thief in the house. Dads know all of the old bad ones. Yes. Yeah, the dad jokes. There's a guy who tells dad jokes. I was telling some of them. I wish I could remember them all. Why did the kid fall in the well? Because he couldn't see that well. Those are dad jokes. Those are the ones where we go, wah, wah, wah. Yeah, do you? But you should collect. Yeah, you should. That's what happened. When people told jokes, they would confront the comedian that stole the joke, and they would sometimes get a check written out to them. Hi, Eddie. It's been a while, but good. Good evening. Cape Town, South Africa. Wow. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small, small world. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears. It's a world of hope and a world of fears. There's so much that we share that it's time we're aware. It's a small world after all. There we go. Now I got to pay royalties. I got to pay royalties to Disney. Do you know how to speak Spanish? Si yo habla poco español. Yo tengo hambre, yo tengo sed. Donde está mi maracas? I can speak a little. I like to spend more time around Spanish-speaking people. That way I can pick up on more of it. Dame comida para mí. Yo tengo hambre. Yo tengo sed. One of my bosses spoke Spanish, and she was teaching me some Spanish. Feliz Navidad. I know that very well. I know people at Disney. I used to go to Michael Eisner's office. Wow. You know what? They say Disney haunts Disneyland. There's a firehouse or a fire department in Disneyland, and one of the maids went up there to clean, and there was a light on in there, I think. And Disney had spoken to her, you know. I forget exactly what he said. I don't know that much. I can't read Spanish. That's what's funny. Like, yeah, everyone knows more Spanish than me. I should never say I know Spanish. Sometimes I should just listen. That's what people do. They always they pretend not to know Spanish, and then they listen to people. They do that in Japan too. I've seen people in Japan that pretend not to know uh, Japanese, and they will sit and listen to them, and they'll hear that they're talking about them. I look part Mexican. What percentage? Oh wow, I might be. I just don't know it. I'm more Scandinavian. My brother, I think my aunt did a ancestry. I guess she went to ancestry.com, and she I was found to be a good percentage Scandinavian, a little bit German, a little bit Irish, a little bit English. I'm also English. What part? Do you love American tradition? I do. The America I grew up in, which was during the Vietnam era, a lot of and also like Ronald Reagan was our president when I was in high school, and Bill Clinton. Before that, it was Jimmy Carter, I think. Then it was like Gerald Ford. Then there was Kennedy. Kennedy was assassinated. Ronald Reagan, he did 2 terms. But yeah, I do like American tradition. It used to be the great American melting pot. People can come from any country and assimilate. English was the language in America. Now we speak so many different languages. You get something you get something in the mail, and it's the instructions are all different languages. When I was a kid, it was odd. Back in the 70s, it was just so odd to hear another language. I always got excited to hear somebody speak Spanish. But now it's like everywhere. Everywhere people speak Spanish. You, no, Miami. There we go. From Miami. Miami, Florida. There's a Georgia in Russia. I'm in Georgia. And there's also a Georgia in Russia. I think that's how Georgia got its name. I heard that Georgia was a Russian settlement because they had German settlements, they had Scandinavian settlements, Irish settlements. They still have like Little Italy here in America. Little Italy, Little China. There was a movie called Big Trouble in Little China. Bolo Young he worked with Bruce Lee. Bolo Young was also in Big Trouble in Little China. That was an interesting movie. A lot of good special effects, a lot of humor. Kurt Russell has had a good career. Kurt Russell's still making movies. He was in Death Proof. I think he was in Guardians of the Galaxy too, if my memory serves me. Only in Miami. I like to go vacation someplace like that. I love walking on the beach. I could wear this shirt when I walk on the beach in my bare feet. Feel the sand under my feet. What accent do you like? I sometimes like the Australian accent. 'Cause I get all excited. By crikey! You know, they have a lot of terminology. You might find yourself up a gum tree. Let's put another strip on the barbie. You know, or they like, it's a koala, not a koala bear. No, I don't ride a kangaroo to work. That's funny. Americans come to Australia and they say, do you ride a kangaroo to work? And they say, yes, I do. Just to mess with them. I've heard stories about that. The Australian accent. It's always fun to listen to. I hear they like our accent too. They'll sometimes stop us and ask us to speak as we speak in with our American accent. I like the British accent too because I like their terminology. Like when you compliment them, they say, hello again and welcome. They say like, cheers. You know, my friend, my brother told an Englishman that he liked his shoes and he said, cheers, you know. And they have like, might I have a pint of beer, you know. One guy asked me to do that. I was at this British restaurant, or it was British restaurant, and my girlfriend at the time was goofing around, and she said he knows how to speak an English accent, and he said, "Can you say might I have a pint of beer?" And I said that. And one time when I was a cashier, I said, "Let's go then." And then the lady, I didn't know she was British, and she said, "Are you a townsman or a countryman?" And I said, "Well, I'm not British. I'm just messing around." So it's funny how you can throw people off just by using an accent. Which accent is the worst? Oh, wow. What's hard is an accent I can't understand. Some people that just come from Jamaica, I had somebody who was questioning me one time. I was at a facility. It was a medical facility, and this woman was from Jamaica, and she hadn't quite learned how to speak English, and I was trying to understand her. Some Jamaicans can talk pretty well, you know, because they get a hang of the English language. But this particular one, I was really struggling to understand what she was saying. I think that's what it is that if it depends on how well they speak. No particular language or no particular accent. Sometimes it is fun to listen to an Indian accent. How are you today? I am here to show you to a table. Have a nice day. A lot of people from India are in not restaurants, convenience stores like Habu. You ever watch that on The Simpsons? Habu. Good day to you. I will show you where the cigarettes are. Just don't bother me so much. Here is your change. Have a nice day. You know, sometimes it takes a little practice to remember that. Kenya. That's in Africa, isn't it? Kenya. And there's a lot of, I guess the closer you are to LAX, that's the more accents you'll hear. If you're next to LAX, it's like a big airport. Or Heathrow. In Britain, I think it's Heathrow. I'm so worried about the baggage retrieval system they've got at Heathrow. That was funny. The Monty Python has a song. It's called I'm So Worried. I'm so worried about it, worried about it. Worried, worried, worried. It's funny because he's kind of trembling while he's Rowan Atkinson, I like watching some of his comedy. I think he's still alive, isn't he? He was Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean. He was all about facial expressions. I've seen a couple of his movies. Couple of, yeah. I think Mr. Bean was one of them. Ricky Gervais, I've been watching a lot of his videos lately. He's more like a commentary. He knows Louis C.K. I think he's been in a couple of movies together. I think in one of his shows he plays his doctor. Benny Hill, yes. I remember staying up late to watch that when I was in like intermediate school. It was before high school. I remember staying up till like 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock watching Benny Hill. Benny Hill was in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. You ever watch that movie? Oh, you pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you, and our pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, loves us too. Hi ho, everywhere we go. Bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, our fine four-fingered friend. I saw that. I said that's Benny Hill. And then there was what other shows? I think I remember Benny Hill. I remember that old man that he kept patting on the head. Do you have the courage to be a comedian or actor? I think so. If I can draw an audience, I think I'll do that. I'd like to be a comedian. But every comedian has their own style. Some people write their jokes and they memorize them. They'll memorize all their jokes, like George Carlin and Louis C.K. They'll get up on, and then Robin Williams, I heard he had a different style. He just did everything on the fly. You didn't know that? Yes. There's much that's a surprise to me. I get so excited when I see somebody I know in a movie. Yes, an actor. I sometimes fantasize about that. You know, somebody gives me some lines to say, or how I would deliver the lines, or whether I would ad-lib. A lot of really good scenes are ad-libbed, you know. That infamous, what was that show? Taxi Driver? Robert De Niro, when he was in front of the mirror, they say that was all ad-libbed. And there was, I don't have any kids. I have some nieces and nephews. I sometimes get to see them. Like when I go to Kathleen, Georgia, that's where most of my relatives live, or in Taylorsville. Next weekend, I'll be going to Taylorsville to visit with my my brother. Sometimes my nieces and nephews come to my brother's house. You're back. I like trying to do accents. Sometimes I can do them pretty well. What do you say you come to my house? Do you not oh, you're not a liberal. No, I used to live in California where there were lots of liberals, and they're a fun bunch, the liberals. I love nature. In fact, sometimes I do lives from outside. This is called a jaw harp. It kind of looks like a harp, or it looks more like a lyre. Remember those smaller harps? It's a weird noise. People like to listen to it. J hard. It's a jaw harp. Yeehaw! Sometimes I like the southern accent. I like how people talk down south. Georgia's down south. They call that the deep south. Sometimes I can just do, I can do the southern accent all day long. I can talk about a a steak cooked out on the grill and some shrimp and having a good beer? Yes, I do. There's a lot of times I like, hello, Jaden. Hello, Jaden. Hello, Jason. And Gamer God. I do miss my childhood because I didn't have responsibilities. It was all fun and games. It's all fun and games until you turn 18. Then you have to start writing checks and money orders, paying bills. I'm doing good. How are you? How are you? I'm doing fine. It'd be nice to have a barbecue. We could all, like on a Saturday afternoon, just fire up our barbecues and everybody talk about what they're eating, what they're cooking on their barbecue grill. They have a funny game here called cornhole. It's where you throw a beanbag into a hole. I laugh every time they say, step up for the cornhole game. Because here in Georgia, I've noticed it's only here in Georgia. It's this board that's up on a ramp. The board is tilted like a ramp, and it has a hole where you throw a beanbag into it. They call it a cornhole. Bye, see you tomorrow. I need to sleep. Yes, we all do. I do have a restful sleep. I like having a deep, restful sleep. You're not, who's not doing good? Yes, it's nice to stay and have a good time. What's not good about you? Are you going through a trial or a tribulation? I think that's what we'll do here. When somebody's going through a hard time, we can all join together and pray. All because we do not carry. I am 22. You need a boyfriend. Well, I wouldn't rush into that. Sometimes you got to be comfortable making friends. I think that's what it is people need to slowly work into a relationship. First of all, find out if you can be their friend first. That's what I didn't do. I didn't slow down. I would just try to rush into relationships. It's like, we got to be friends first. We got to know if we can even... I know people think there's a clock ticking, you know, like I better hurry up and get a boyfriend or a girlfriend before I'm 30. But now it's like 30 is the new 20. I was thinking like 40 was the new 30. I think the best thing, if you have fun, you'll start to be more attractive. If you just keep having fun, people will want to interact with you. Or think of yourself as already having a boyfriend. That's what I hear works. Think of yourself as already having a boyfriend, and then your subconscious mind will start to orchestrate scenarios. So sometimes it's just serendipity. Ask a lot of people who are in relationships how they found their boyfriend or how they found their girlfriend. And yeah, miracle and granted. That's right. And granddad. I am 56 years old. I think a lot of people ask me how old I am. You know what? I guess 56 is a pretty old age. If you make it past your 40s, the rest is just like confusion and what else? And fear. Sometimes fear. What's that thing in your mouth? It's called a jaw harp. It looks. I have to keep showing it. It looks like this, and it makes. Yeah, this weird instrument. You know what? Oh, Leda. Or, no, Layla. Sorry. Layla. Welcome, Layla. And, Miracle and Granddad. Let's see. So, yeah, don't beat yourself up if you're not in a relationship right now. Because sometimes relationships happen all by themselves. They happen without even trying. Maybe work on anxiety. Do you suffer from anxiety or being anxious? Some people have that problem. They don't talk much to people because they're they have a fear of rejection. But sometimes just got to know what you can handle. If you can't handle rejection, then just make sure that you're always staying positive. Sometimes the very people we reject, sometimes you could write down the things that cause you to have a panic attack. Write them down and then work them out. Like, what is it, a test that causes you to have a panic attack? Is it meeting a new person or talking to a bunch of people, getting up on stage? Bo Burnham, remember Bo Burnham? He has a song about panic attacks or having a panic attack. Sometimes it's your subconscious mind trying to process something. And then you start to feel the physical effects of that processing, and you start to panic, or you go into a panic. All of the above. Yeah. Sometimes just writing down all the things that bother you, and then getting some help working through those. Sometimes it's just confronting your irrational fears, because I've heard that most of the things we fear have already happened to us. So think about that for a while. There's a reason why we fear it, or we fear the unknown. Just write down, I'm afraid of the unknown. And then ask yourself, why am I afraid of the unknown? Because we don't know what to expect. I get a fear of the unknown. You're welcome. Yeah. I'm here to help. And play a jaw harp. Get yourself a jaw harp. And just try to make weird noises with it. Sometimes it's disarming. Just making weird noises. Get yourself a fart gun. Or listen to some music that really soothes you. Sometimes music can really help you through a panic attack. Or spend time around people who can comfort you when you're having a panic attack. Or ask yourself, say, I'm having a panic attack, what do I do now? I'm having a panic attack, and then just become familiar with that feeling and say, okay, why am I worried? Why am I afraid? Why am I so anxious? A lot of times it's because the unknown. We're being faced with the unknown, and that can make it pretty panicky, because you don't know what to expect. Will she reject me? Will he accept me? Will I be made fun of just because I'm trying to make a friend? Sometimes making friends is easy. Just be friendly. Wash, groom, groom yourself, make yourself look well groomed, and put on perfume or cologne. Compliment people and accept compliments. Sometimes that breaks the ice when you compliment someone. That makes people feel more at ease around you. And then you'll make friends like crazy. Wear like a good smelling like Axe body spray or Old Spice, or for the ladies, some kind of a floral a floral scent, and then just smile. Sometimes smiling can break a lot of ice too. Oh, this guy's friendly. He's smiling. Look at him. Doesn't he look happy? I wonder what his secret is. You know, why is he so happy? Sometimes playing or listening to music helps a lot when you're feeling stressed out. Take a walk. Take a walk, even if it's around the block. Take a walk in a safe place, if there's a safe place anymore. Spend some time around friends. Maybe I can help you lower your stress levels. I'm just full of advice. Good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figures? Mr. Play It Safe was afraid to fly. Packed his suitcase, kissed his kids goodbye. Waited his whole damn life to take that flight. And when the plane crashed down, he said, "Isn't this nice?" On your wedding day, a free ride that you just didn't take. No, a free ride and you already paid. That's right. A free ride and you already paid. Good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figures? Isn't it ironic? That was a big song back in the 90s. There were a lot of movies and songs that referred to 1999 or the 99, like 99 Red Balloons and that Prince song, 1999. Then there was a movie I saw the poster of. It was about Space 1999. Something about nines make you think of pending doom. Did the chat just stop? I run into that sometimes. People try to chat and the chat stops. It's 57 minutes in. I'm pretty sure people are trying to chat. That happens. I'll be right in the middle of a live and the chats will stop. Let's see what I can do here. Chat filter. Let's see what happens. What the heck? I might have to start a new live. I've had to do this before. Maybe after lunch. Right now it's 1:18. That's what I'll do. I'm going to stop this live because the chat just seized up. That always happens in the middle of my chats. And if I started a new chat, maybe this problem won't be existing. So yes, after lunch, I shall come back. After lunch, I shall return. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button.